I still remember the day I moved into the old Victorian house, its grandeur and beauty captivating me. But as I stepped inside, a chill ran down my spine, as if the house was watching me. I brushed it off as mere nerves, but the feeling lingered, refusing to be shaken. The first few nights were quiet, but soon I started hearing creaks and groans, the wooden floorboards protesting my every step. I tried to convince myself it was just the house settling, but the sound seemed to be taking on a life of their own, echoing through the empty halls like whispers. I began to notice shadows moving out of the corner of my eye, darting around the edges of my vision. At first, I thought it was just my imagination, but soon I realized that the shadows were taking on shapes, twisting and writhing like living things. One morning, I woke up to find a message scrawled on the mirror, the words "Get out while you still can," staring back at me in red letters. I was shaken, but I tried to convince myself it was just a prank, a silly joke played by a friend or a neighbor. But as the days passed, the messages grew more frequent and more sinister, the words scratching their way into the walls, the floors, and even the furniture. I felt like I was being hunted, stalked by some malevolent presence that lurked just out of sight. I started to research the history of the house, digging up old records and talking to the neighbors. And what I found was chilling. A family had been brutally murdered within these walls, their screams and tears still echoing through the halls. As I delved deeper into the house's dark past, I began to experience strange and terrifying occurrences, doors slamming shut, objects moving on their own, and disembodied voices whispering my name. I felt like I was being pulled into a nightmare from which I couldn't awaken. One night, I saw the family's ghosts, their ethereal forms floating through the walls, their eyes black as coal. They were searching for something, or someone, and I realized that I was the key to unlocking the house's darkest secrets. And then, I found the hidden room, the walls smeared with blood, the air thick with the stench of death. I knew then that I had to get out, to escape the house's clutches before it was too late. But as I turned to run, I felt a cold hand grasp my shoulder, holding me back, and I knew I was trapped forever.